Welcome back to True Stories Paranormal Survivor. Have I got an experience for you? This one really could not have come at a better time. I think it was super unexpected, as pretty much all of them are. And I also got to say, and I don't know if I've ever said this before on the show, but it literally is one of my most exciting, I just got to say, maybe gratifying, maybe confirming experiences ever. And you guys, lots of you keep up with the show. Thank you so much. But those of you who have been keeping up, I have shared some really eerie or scary or strange or weird experiences and hauntings. And this one, my friends, is one that I gotta tell you, takes the cake for me. Now, I hope all of you had a fantastic Valentine's Day. And my Valentine's Day was not met with just gifts. It was met with something that overshadows any gift that I could have ever have gotten. Now, and I'm going to share this exact location because I want those of you who are clairvoyants or mediums or investigators, paranormal investigators, I cannot express to you how important I think it is for you to investigate this location. Now, I was in Greensboro, North Carolina, at the Mellow Mushroom downtown in the city, and I had gone for lunch. I called my husband to come out to lunch, and went to this location. Okay, and I said I think this would be a good location to go to. Don't know of this in lots of different cities, but anyway, could be a reason why I haven't, experienced this restaurant in a different city. Don't know if it's just in this place, but anyway, gone there. We sit down, and the waitress comes over like normal, and we get our things, and I notice something. If there's an empty booth that is behind my husband and I, and you guys know how it is. And so I noticed that there was somebody or something behind him, but I didn't look. I didn't make it like a thing to pay attention. I just didn't make it a thing, I'm there to have lunch. You don't want to creep people out, especially my husband or, waitress or whatever. And I noticed this thing. So now we're sitting there and we get our things, we get our food and all that stuff. And my husband is sitting there and he looks back. He looks behind him. I don't say anything. We keep eating, we keep chatting. And he looks behind him again. And at this point, I'm like, okay, what's up? Like, what's going on? And he says, I'm just checking to see if somebody is behind me. Like, no one's sitting in the seat behind us, is it? Guys. I cannot express to you the feeling of, wow, I don't even really have the best words for this. But when he said that, I go, no, there's nobody behind you. Now, at this point, I'm a little bit, trying to figure out a little bit like, I don't know. Like I'm telling you guys, it's hard to have words for this, but I'm in between. Should I say to him that there is an entity back there, or should I just let this play out, right? So Friends, I'm letting this just play out. I want to see what, where this is going and what he's meaning by, somebody back there or whatever. And so it's to the point now that my husband is feeling it so strongly that he's just like, no, Rashika, I know somebody is sitting back there. And not only are they just sitting back there, they're in the corner. And I go, no one is back there, to the point where I take out my cell phone and I start recording behind him because he was feeling kind of strange, right, guys? So I show him my phone. There, at this point, there is no one on the camera. So he goes, Rashika, there is a man sitting behind me, like a heavyset guy. And now I'm like, yes, yes, yes. I'm going to say it. I'm going to tell him. And I go, there is a man sitting behind you. And at the same freaking time, we both go with the hat on, kind of like his it's like he has like this baseball cap that it looks kind of old. You guys know what I'm talking about. They look old, but they're not really old. And it's kind of almost like denim, but it has like a mesh in the back, but it gives off this old look, old style. He and I are describing this at the exact same time. And I go, yeah, he's like a heavyset guy. And so I am now interested in finding out more, because you guys know, if you are an investigator, if you are a paranormal investigator, once we are intrigued, we are like all in. Like, we need to know more. We want to know more. We are interested in, more. We have to know more. I can tell you guys right now, listeners, there's never a time where an investigator finds out a little bit and go, that's enough. Let's go. That never happens. Ever. So if you're really wanting to get into this, it is absolutely fascinating. Okay. So I tell my husband, whenever the waitress comes back, I am going to ask her if there's been any experiences. For example, if any staff have said they've seen anything, has she seen anything? Has any other, customers or anybody has seen anything, had any experiences? So exactly, that's what I do. She comes back. So my husband doesn't want to be a part of it. So he's like, I'm going to go to the bathroom if you're going to ask, because all this is just really weirding me out. And so my husband goes to the bathroom and the waitress comes back, and sure enough, I ask. I tell her I'm a clairvoyant, and I just want to let you know, I want to ask, has anybody ever had any experiences like paranormal, supernatural, said they felt anything, saw something, or heard something? And I say, and I'm going to tell you why I'm saying this. And I said, there's somebody that is here, and he's right there. And I point to the booth behind where my husband was sitting. And as I go to describe him, I say, he's like a kind of a heavyset guy, not big, but just, and I describe his hat. And at the exact same time of me saying that the man is wearing overalls, she goes, and he's wearing overalls. Guys, you guys have no idea what it is like for a clairvoyant. Well, maybe you do, but the feeling, that I got when I got that confirmation was super, super amazing. Like, it has, so far, this haunting has exceeded lots of hauntings, and I'll tell you why. So when my husband comes back, he comes back, but she's still at the table. And I say to him, yes, she has confirmed that, so she confirms that there is somebody there. She says, yes, people that work there has expressed that there's somebody that hangs out here. And also, the place used to be a workshop, like a auto mechanic, workshop. And so that gave me a little bit more insight as to why the guy looked like he was in like work gear and, kind of grunge and that sort of thing. And he he hangs out like as if his persona and his energy gave off that I just kind of sit and watch, because he gave me the look of, I'm good here. Like I'm good here. I'm happy here. And even when my husband brought him up, he smiles. Like I can see him smile, letting me know that he is happy at the fact and at the idea that he is actually being recognized in a place that he enjoys. Now, almost like a part two or a second part of that is the waitress, as she finishes telling us about the fact that there is somebody there, people do see a man. She goes on to say there's also a woman here. Okay. Now this is the part where I was telling you, whenever we find something out, we're all in, and it's like, what more? Like, we got to know. So she says there's also a woman here, and she hangs out in the bathroom. My friends, what did she say that for? Now, the average person in the world would probably go, oh gosh, not going in that bathroom. I want nothing to do with it. Not this kid, honey. Once you start doing this for so many years, and it's been a part of your life since you were a teenager, it becomes a part of your life, not something that you fear, okay? So I could not wait to get into the bathroom. And I got to tell you guys, I'm not even going to break here. I got to tell you guys what happens next. It is absolutely phenomenal. So once she says that, I tell my husband, I got to go. I got to go check out the bathroom. So I go into the bathroom, and I'm in this bathroom all by myself. I have this on video, cannot make this up. I have the pictures and I have the video, okay? I'm in the bathroom all by myself. I walk in, there's nobody in there. So I pull out my camera and I kind of go, first, let me back up so you guys don't think I'm crazy. I go to all of the stalls before I take out my phone, and I push all of the doors open just to make sure, because they were kind of like, ajar, but you don't just walk up to a door, and peek in. So I check the doors, make sure, they're not just open with somebody in there. And I check all the stalls because I didn't want to pull out a camera and then somebody walks out. So I'm checking all the stalls. I make sure there's nobody in there. I got to look back on my phone, for however long that I was recording, nobody was in there. Nobody walked into that bathroom. And I heard a woman's voice in the very last stall. I don't know if it's the handicap stall. I don't know what to call it. But the very last stall, and there were like 3 or 4, there was a woman's voice. So I rushed down to see if I could get, just to see or whatever, catch whatever on the camera, on the thing, to see if anybody was going to walk out, because the door was sitting wide open. Nobody came out. So all of a sudden I hear the bathroom door open, and I look, and as soon as I turn around, this woman walks out of the bathroom, and I'm like, but the door never opened for somebody to come in the bathroom, but a woman walks out of the bathroom. So I immediately grab my camera and I start recording or trying to get pictures or whatever. And no, back up. I go over to the camera and I go, I want to see if I could catch something. So let me back up. So I go over to the camera, and not all the time, my friends, whenever you are recording or whenever you are in the field, you don't always see the thing like with the naked eye right away. Sometimes you go back and you listen to your footage or you check things, and then that's when you see things. So I just pull out my phone and I take a picture and I record very short recording, because you kind of playing with time here. Anybody can walk in that bathroom and I would look like a weirdo. So after I do that, the door opens and I literally physically see a woman walk out of the door. Here is my hand to God. I would not make this up. I rush out of the bathroom. I go back to the table where my husband is sitting and I say to him, did you see somebody come out of the bathroom? And he goes, no. He says, but when you walked into the bathroom, it was like a flush of, you could see people walk in. And I said, no, I was in there by myself. And he goes, now it's time to go. Guys, literally on Valentine's Day, I shared an experience with the hubs. Like, you guys have no idea you don't know what this means to me. Like, I shared an experience. So, like, let me tell you why this is so big and it's so crazy for me. Because for 12 years of living in a haunted house and having all those experiences, my stove coming on and almost burning down the kitchen and things moving and my cabinet doors opening and vases coming off of shelves and this little boy that like played hide and seek and walked throughout the home and the man that used to stand at my bedside. My husband never, ever saw this stuff. He never experienced this stuff. There was one, I would say, incident where we were both sitting on the couch and the blanket lifted from one side and then it went to the other side. And we were both just sitting there watching the blanket just go from one side of the chair and go to the other side of the wingback chair. That was the only incident that we experienced, but it wasn't a full-on thing for me because my husband was looking at it. And then it was as if it never happened. He literally just kept on watching TV and he was like, yeah, I saw it. This time it was, he felt the energy. I saw the thing. I tell you guys, if you are ever in North Carolina, if you're ever in Greensboro, North Carolina, it is packed full with so many haunted locations. Step in one day if you are clairvoyant and, if you're drawn, step in one day and have a meal. If you are a paranormal investigator, I cannot express to you how I think that this is a place that you should go and investigate. Now, if you've listened to the show, go back and or had a chance to listen to Evil Lurking. This is different from evil lurking. This is more of an entity who feels comfortable in the space. They stay in the space as like a watcher. So if you look at the title and it says The Watcher, it is very eerie and it can be very creepy. It is something that is scary and it is definitely a haunting. But this place is haunted in a way that the building has been, changed to this mellow mushroom restaurant, and this entity is okay with just watching over the space. Okay, take a moment and come through Greensboro, North Carolina, and find out about the deep history and the hauntings, because you will be fascinated by it all. And we'll talk more on tomorrow.